Beam me up, Scottie. William Shatner, the Captain Kirk of the famous Star Trek series, will be going into space with Blue Origin star power. One of my favorite actors, of course, many of us grew up with him on Star Trek. He's a Canadian, as I am, Montrealer, as I was. Montreal, Quebec, born 1931, March 22nd. He's already 90 years old. And he went to McGill University, and that was the only university in Canada when I was there. Basically, there were other universities, but McGill is, of course, very Ivy League and very serious. So he'll be going up with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. When Star Trek first aired in 1966, America was still 3 years away from putting people on the moon, and the idea that people could one day live and work in space seemed like a fantasy. On October 12, William Shatner, Captain James T. Kirk to Trekkies, set to become the first member of the iconic show's cast to journey to the final frontier, where no man has boldly gone before. Now, as the guest board the Blue Origin suborbital rocket, for fans, the 10-minute hop from West Texas base back to Earth will be a fitting coda for a pop culture phenomenon that inspires generations of astronomers. It inspired them. Now, William Shatner says, I plan to be looking out the window with my nose pressed against the window. The only thing that I don't want to see is a little gremlin looking back at me. And so this is what the 90-year-old Montrealer Canadian, who will become the oldest person ever to go into space, joked in a new video release. Blue Origin's decision to invite one of the most recognizable galaxy-faring characters from science fiction for its second crewed flight. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Blue Origin's decision to invite one of the most recognizable galaxy-faring science fiction characters to help maintain excitement about sending space tourists into the upper atmosphere. This summer, flamboyant British entrepreneur Richard Branson flew just beyond the atmosphere in a Virgin Galactic vessel on July 9. He was beating Amazon founder Jeff Bezos by a few days in the battle of the billionaire space barons. Elon Musk's SpaceX sent 4 private astronauts to orbit the Earth for 3 days as part of the Inspiration 4 mission in September. That raised more than $200 million for charity. So bringing on a celebrity like William Shatner, who's related to space, brings a kind of renewed novelty and creates media and cultural attention. This is what Joe Zabowski, expert in public relations at University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, said. It's a pioneering show. The original Star Trek canceled after only 3 seasons, but went on to spawn more than a dozen movies and several spin-off series, including some that are now ongoing. And Shatner, as the plucky, decisive Kirk, commanded the USS Enterprise on a 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before, quote unquote. His actual voyage to space will be far shorter, taking the crew just beyond the Kármán line, that's 62 miles up, where they will experience 4 minutes of weightlessness and gaze out at the curvature of our planet. He'll be joined by Andrew Powers, Blue Origin's Vice President of Missions and Flight Operations, Planet Labs co-founder Chris Boeshuizen, and Glenn DeVries, co-founder of clinical research platform Media Data Solutions. Star Trek turned American attention to the stars as a U.S. space program was in its offing, landing a man on the moon towards the end of its run in 1969. It broke ground by tackling complicated moral questions and was notable for its diverse cast at the time when the country was struggling through the civil rights era. And Enterprise crew included Asian American helmsman, a half-human, half-Vulcan science officer, and a Russian-born ensign. This is by Agency France Presse on phys.org. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.